Thank you so much for joining me today. Today we're going to be doing a pick a card style reading on the themes of your 2026 adventure. Now I do have 3 cards in front of me today, but I also have a couple announcements. So if you already know what pile you belong to, feel free to skip ahead using the timestamps in the description below. But first of all, thank you guys so much for joining me throughout all of 2025. It's been an absolute joy to be doing tarot for you. And second of all, I'm super excited to go into 2026 with you guys. Now, my third announcement is that I have really nice reservations tonight. So these readings are going to be a bit shorter than usual. But let's take a look at the dress. Boom. Isn't she cute? Where's the waistline? Oh my goodness. All right, I'm done being a megalomaniac, so let's get on into my third announcement. I know I don't have any nails on right now. My nail tech's fully booked for New Year's. Don't hold it against me. All right, let's get into the piles. We have, first of all, pile number 1. This is going to be my willow tree pile number 1. And then pile number 2, you guys got the coconut tree with my pile number 2s. And pile number 3, you guys are my bonsai trees. So again, pile number 1, the willow tree. Pile number 2, the coconut trees. And pile number 3, the bonsais. Again, you can find your pile number in the description below for the timestamps, and I will catch you guys at your readings. Happy New Year's! If you chose this beautiful willow tree sticker, then you're at your reading. Let's go ahead and dive into what the themes for your 2026 adventure is by first grabbing an angel number. Ooh, we have 446. 446 for your angel number. If you go ahead and type that into your browser, angel number 446, you will get a message from Spirit for your 2026 adventure. We also have, I believe this is Saturn being highlighted, right? Yeah, this is Saturn. We have Saturn being highlighted here, as well as Pisces. Ooh, so a bit of a dreamer energy this year. Super excited for that. I'm going to go ahead and start with just getting a quick animal card for you guys to check out what your energy is going to look like throughout all of 2026. What is the theme for my pile number 1s? Okay. And we have the cheetah in reverse. So I do see you kind of slowing down, maybe taking stock of what's going on around you. And we have the black egg, maybe because you're in a bit of a creative decline. Oh, we have the unicorn coming out. This is one of my favorite spirit cards to get. This is a very unique card to receive. I feel as if in 2026, a big theme for you is recognizing your own individuality and recognizing how special, unique, and individual you are. I'm going to go ahead and get a little bit more. What else is going on for my 2026, my pile number 1s in 2026? What else is going on for them? What are the other themes for them at this time? Oh, wow. We have instinct coming out. Okay. Yeah, I feel like there's something, this is about purpose, it feels like. Maybe you've been doing something, maybe you've been wanting to do something that's more against the grain than you're used to. We have confusion coming out. Interesting, these are both the same colored cards if you look at the borders. This deck has like, all of it's like colored, and you can look through that. But I can see that like your instincts here are going to lead to abundance. However, it looks like a massive part of the year is going to be spent kind of figuring out what it is that is your purpose. Yeah, we also have mysticism, so you might be a tarot reader. You might be doing other things, like pendulums, you know, rose readings, things within like the mystic realm. Let me get 1 or 2 more. Ooh, I have Aries coming out, fire signs. Yeah, I see you being very headstrong once you do find what it is that you're interested in. But we have ruins in reverse being highlighted by Saturn as well. So a lot of rules and responsibilities might go along with this. You might have like a masculine figure that might not exactly love what you're doing or feel as if maybe what you're doing is like ruining your life. I went through this a couple years ago, actually. I I remember I was in like law school and my dad was telling me like, you're dropping out of law school to play with cards all day. Like you're ruining your own life. And now my dad looks at my stuff and he's like, no, I'm really proud that you chose to go that path because this is 100% you and you were happier than ever. So it's kind of this energy of where you might spend a bit of time in the beginning of 2026 going like, you know, I just feel like what I've been working towards, the seeds that I've planted, they're not really fruitful for me. They don't really make me feel good. I feel like I'm being tugged in this other direction. I mean, especially when we look at this wolf. See how it has two faces and they're looking in opposite directions? But these two are looking both in the same direction and this one's looking directly at us. So I'm kind of getting the sense that other people's opinions or expectations of you have kind of put a damper on what it is that you feel your purpose is or the direction that you want to go. But I think that your inner instincts are here to guide you, even if there is some kind of like some fear or confusion in what it is that you're meant to do, what your purpose is here. I do see you running headfirst into it. Like, oh, that's so funny. And I see it just being the opposite of ruin. Like this is a seed that you will plant that is going to be so very fruitful for you. So let me go ahead and get some more using my I guess, yeah, I'll use this deck. I usually shoot for my situations deck, but this one works too. Okay. We have, sorry about that, I got a call. So we have Heart Fog. This is mixed emotions, unclear feelings, and feeling a bit wishy-washy. We also received Laid Up, so cuddle sessions, intimate moments, and escaping the world together. We have Hung Up coming out, fixated, obsessive attachment, and focused in. And then on the back of the deck, I have Hookup coming out. So it does look like in 2026, oh yeah, and Buttering Up. Oh, what's that? You got a couple that aren't supposed to be flipped like that. Let me take a look. Yep, we have Skirt in reverse. There's that cheetah energy. Look, they're in the same position. That's actually so strange. Look at that. They're running in the exact same way. So I do see you slowing down and kind of feeling out your experiences in 2026 on whether or not you're satisfied with what you're going through, what you're dealing with. Maybe even noticing the people around you who are only around you because they're fake, because directly underneath Buttering Up we have Fraud. So maybe recognizing that the people around you aren't really their authentic selves. So it's hard for you to be your authentic self when you're constantly pushed into these like pandering social norms. Oh, and then we have High Vibing. Oh, look at that. I love that for you. I do see you rounding out the year happy, grateful for the lessons that you'll learn here. For a while, I feel as if in the beginning, again, there's that big tug towards purpose, towards, well, who is it that I am and what is it that I want to do? Because what I've been doing is not cutting it. It is not making me happy. And then again, I see a bit, okay, well, let me backtrack. We have a bit of confusion here. We have Heart Fog and confusion. This could be in regards to a relationship, although I do feel that for a lot of you, it's more in regards to like a career or a creative endeavor. But some of you, it might be, you might be confused on how someone is feeling for you, whether or not there are feelings there, because we also have Laid Up. So I do see you all snuggled up with some kind of boo this year, whether or not that's like a hard launch or a sneaky link. Not my business, and this is a collective reading, so it's going to be different for everyone. But I do see that someone is coming in to kind of be a bit intimate with you, try to get you to open up, and I feel as if this is someone that you can actually be your authentic self with. And they might actually be a big reason why you start to slow down and just kind of live in the moment rather than chasing results, This is like a day by day. It's like when you plant a seed and you water it day by day rather than, I can show you actually. I can show you, hold on. Oh, it's here somewhere. I have a tree growing in this. Not yet. And when I first planted it, I would check it every single day. And I was like, why isn't it growing? Why am I not seeing any sprouts? Like when I had it in water, I saw that it was rooting already. So why hasn't it sprouted? Why isn't it doing this? Why isn't it doing that? And I was like, it was this hung up energy, that obsessive attachment, that like fixation on like, well, when am I going to see progress here? And then the disappointment of not seeing progress, until I finally had to just be like, you know what? I got other things to do. This, whether or not this plant grows, is not live or die for me, okay? So I gotta take a step back, stop obsessing, and just let it do its thing, all right? And I feel as if a big thing for it is that it is currently winter where I live. Even if it was going to sprout, it wouldn't do so for another 3 to 4 months, just based on the time period, like the time zone that I live in. This baby's hibernating right now, and it needs to hibernate so it can gather all the nutrients that it needs to actually sprout in the spring. And when it does sprout in the spring, because I know that it will, I'm going to be ecstatic. And I'm going to be so glad that I just kind of like let it be, and I slowed down, and I wasn't like, when are you growing, you know? And that's kind of the energy that I'm seeing for you, is like, you know, there is going to be this beautiful endeavor that you are going to be super excited in, a creative project. And you might be a little fixated on it at first, but I actually kind of see this person coming in, or it could be a career, you know. I see this thing coming in for you that's going to take up a lot more of your attention, where you won't be hung up and fixated on anymore. Okay. Your energy's giggly, and it's actually quite sweet, because I feel as if like it's so intimate and like personal, like what is it, like pillow talk, like just giggly, cute, fun, warm moments with someone. And on the back of the deck, I do have a hookup coming out, so I do feel as if, oh yeah, hookup, and then all the feels with deep love. What's underneath that? We have money coming in as well, so this could be someone that's like a partner. Like a long-term partner. I mean, yeah, yearning. Interesting. Well, let's go ahead and jump into the tarot and see where that goes. Someone here might need to get an oil change. I know that's like, that's, yeah, you might need to get an oil change in early 2025, or keep track of your oil changes, because I just got an email or a text from my oil change place letting me know that it's about due. So someone here might be due as well. Luckily I'm not driving tonight, so I don't have to worry too much. Let me take a look. Wow, you guys have such a cute and bubbly energy. I'm actually going to go with the Little Mermaid deck. This was made by Julissa's Messages. I fully recommend you guys check her out. She's an amazing reader. Okay, let's get one. Okay. Ooh, we have the Magician coming out nice and hot here, followed by the Three of Cups. That's celebration right there, baby. Yeah, in 2026, I see you taking control and celebrating your wins, potentially with someone else, with like a partner, with a romantic partner, with friends. This could be a business partner. Let's get a couple more. Just one or two, please, Spirit. We have my Knight of Pentacles. Like I said, money. I see money coming in, baby. I see money, and I see partnership. This almost feels as if, just burped a little. This almost feels as if, like you'll be meeting a soul tribe. Or maybe like the beginning of a soul tribe. Let's get one or two more. Ooh. We have the Hermit coming out. So yeah, again, I think that's that confusion energy that we were picking up on earlier, where it's like taking time for yourself. I don't think that this is like forced isolation by any means. I do feel as if this is more like you'll be taking some time to think about what it is that fulfills you, that you feel that your purpose is. And I feel as almost as if planning as well, planning to make it happen, planting your seeds. Let's get one or two. Oh my God, no. Okay. All right. Oh, we have my Five of Pentacles and my Six of Pentacles here. Okay, let me get one more, because I want a little bit of clarification. Can you clarify this? Thank you. Woohoo! Someone here is spicy and excited for you. All right, we have my Five of Pentacles, my Six of Pentacles, Then we have my 9 of Swords and the World. So we're going to start with these two. My 5 and 6 of Pentacles. How interesting. I never see those two combined, but it does make sense. You might feel as if someone that you connected really, really strongly with in the beginning to middle of the year has kind of pulled back, or that they're not putting in as much effort as they used to. Like things are kind of dying down between you two. That could lead to some paranoia, making you feel as if things aren't working out for you or for this relationship. This could also be in terms of like a creative endeavor where, like, you know, things just seem to be getting frustrated, or it feels like it's not progressing as quickly as you want it to. But it's really routing back to that like hyperfixation energy that I was mentioning with like the plant, right? Where it's like putting on these binoculars, and we had that, didn't we? Putting on these binoculars and like hyper focusing on it and trying to pick out all of the flaws before it happens. I don't see that as being beneficial for you. So it's a big theme and a lesson that you'll have to learn throughout this year of like how to kind of pull yourself back and learn to go with the flow a bit, slow down and relax. Yeah. We got hung up, and she has these 2 oranges on her eyes, but when I first saw it, I saw it as like binoculars, like she was looking through binoculars at something. So you might be looking at or examining something a little bit too closely. This creative endeavor might be with music, with animals. This could be online. But I'm also seeing bad habits being highlighted as well. So drinking and smoking, because we have in this card, we have like a can of PBR, we have a pack of smokes here, we have a laptop directly across from it with the Tumblr sign, so like social media, networking could be important. We have a record player with music, we've got this beautiful bird, we have like a unicycle, it's not a unicycle, it's like a bike, one of those weird like high riding bikes. How interesting. I do think that there is something major that's going to catch your attention here, but it's going to be slow progress, and you just kind of have to let that happen. All right, I do want to grab a couple self-care. Let me do one last thing. Let me go ahead and take a look at your actual themes for 2026 using my theme deck. Just 1 or 2, please, Spirit. Ooh. Ah, beautiful. Even prettier. I love it, and it's kind of routing back to the beginning. We had a 3rd one pop out. I'm super excited. Okay. So on the back of the deck, I have blessings. So I do see a lot of blessings coming in for you during 2026, things that you'll be thankful for and excited for. The first card that popped out was this transformation card. I see you doing like a 180 in 2026, where like the plants that you were watering, you're just like, you know, why am I watering this? I don't even like tulips, you know, and then you rip them out of the ground and plant roses instead. So I do see a beautiful transformation for you, and I feel as if it's going to attract a lot of like-minded people. It's going to attract your soul tribe in. It's almost like, what is the old saying? If you build it, they'll come. And then the second card, we have psychic abilities. Now, this came out in reverse, and I usually don't take reversals from this deck, but this one came with a very strong message the moment it popped out, which is that, okay, one of my lights just went out, but okay. That was kind of what I was getting to, is like there might be a point in time where you think about giving up, where you're like, this isn't working out. I don't know why I ever thought it was going to work out. Like, you know, I've been putting so much effort in, and it's just not happening for me. But Spirit's very much telling you, like, these are fears. These are not your intuition. These are just fears trying to keep you, like, trapped and stagnant, you know? I actually just reposted something to my social media recently, like a week or 2 ago, and it was like, be real, it's like in quotes, like, be realistic, and directly under that it says, no, I won't, like, don't try to trap me into the cage that you built for yourself. And I feel like Spirit is very much warning you against this in 2026, is like, do not build a cage and lock the door on yourself. Don't lock yourself in with it. You know, that hermit mode that we talked about, that little isolation period that you'll go through where you pull yourself back to kind of focus on self. I feel as if this needs to be utilized for like future planning and abundance planning, rather than using it to like cage yourself or reaffirm negative beliefs. I get the sense that there will be a point in time where you might feel as if you were tricked, or you might feel like, you know, what you're doing is in vain, but I don't see that being the case, because we're ending the year in prosperity here. So I see, and again, we have blessings on the back of the deck. So I feel like if you just stick it through, like, you will be so happy and so happy for yourself if you just let the paranoia go away, you know, and not let other people steal your voice and what it is that you want to do. Okay, that's so cute. Oh my gosh. It's okay, we all face doubts sometimes. I know I do. Let's get some self-care for my pile number ones, my little willow trees. We have create art. Like I said, it feels like a creative endeavor that you're going towards. That's number 17, that rounds us to 8. And I believe 8 is all about abundance and infinity. So yeah, creating art might be important, maybe to express yourself. Maybe when you pull back, it might be helpful. What I like to do is that when my mind is too full and I'm like frightened and I'm worrying, I like to paint, and I go in with nothing in mind, and I just kind of hit a flow zone. And it is so nice because when I finish, I look at the painting and I'm always like, wow, like how did my mind come up with that? Like, but it's just that subconscious kind of like dumping out on the page, and then I feel amazing afterwards. So yeah, creating art, that could be like music for some of you. Maybe even something, on social media. Okay. We have deep breathing, number 19, that comes to 19 comes to 10, which will dial down to 1. No, 19 will come to 20, which comes to 2, which is duality and partnership. Sorry, numerology sometimes gets me. I'm not very good with the numbers. But deep breathing might be a good self-care ritual for you. We had a couple more fall out. We had clear your energy field. There's number 10. Clear your energy field with number 10 there. 10 is all about completion. So I feel like there will be a project or something older that you feel like doesn't really fit with you anymore, something that you're outgrowing, or that doesn't align with like your authentic self, that you'll be clearing out of your way. This could also be like a clean your space type of energy. We have number 33, create a vision board, which rounds to 6, I believe. And then the last one, and I said this already, we have abundance planning. Boom, called it, told you. Not to be a megalomaniac, but seriously, abundance planning. Like when you pull back into that hermit mode, don't let those negative thoughts get to you. Just start writing it, like make a vision board. Yeah, you could go on like Pinterest, make a vision board, and then use like a journal to write out what your dreams are, what the life that you're building is going to look like for you, and start to live in it. Okay. On the back of the deck, I have number 43. We have rest coming out. That dials to 7. So I feel like that there is a big urge for you this year to kind of slow down and take care of self and look at what it is that you want to do to rest. And I feel as if to put a lot of these fears at rest as well. And I'm going to grab, do I want to grab Charmies? Not really. I feel like Charms is too much for this reading. Yeah, okay. Let me do something different. I'm going to do an affirmation, actually. I like the affirmation cards. I'm going to grab an affirmation for my pile number ones for their 2026 adventure. Oh, this is cute. Let me get one more. We have today I am learning. Today I will focus on learning to grow into a better person. Let me show that. And we also have today I am persistent. Today nothing will stop me from accomplishing my goals. Nothing will stand in the way of my happiness. That's so cute. Oh my god, you guys are adorable. I feel like your energy, it's very, maybe you'll be getting in touch with your inner child as well. Look at that. Today I will not be critical. Today I will not be critical of my appearance or my actions. I am perfect the way I am. And I feel like this is also a call to not be critical about what's happened in the past. You don't need to hold that against yourself. You've moved on. You've grown. And a lot of I was just having a conversation with someone recently about this. We were talking about, this is so crazy and off topic, but we were talking about how like pets will eat their owners if their owner like passes away in the house. And I was like, he was like, no, they like will eat their face. I've like seen it because he works in like emergency services. And I was like, okay, well, don't blame them. Like the face has a lot of muscles in it. And he was like, you're a true empath. And I remember telling him like, look, dude, I don't blame anyone or anything for what they do in desperate measures. Like that's really not the standard that I hold you up against. I would rather consider you at your best and hold that to be your standard, or even like your middle than comparing you to your absolute worst when you were forced into a corner and scared, And so I do feel like there is this very big urge to remind yourself that, like, who you were in the past in situations where you were, like, forced into a corner. That is not a reflection of who you actually are. That is a reflection of the Eid. And we've talked about this before in previous archetypal readings, where, like, the Eid is your primal, we had instinct. It's your primal instinct. So that might be something that you look into in 2026 as well, is Freud's concept of, like, the Eid, ego, and superego. And the Eid might be something that you kind of touch base with. The Eid was something that I touched base with a lot in 2025, and it was a very interesting journey to go on for me personally. I'm sure it will be different for you, but my journey with, like, primal instincts, it was very submersive, because I'm the type of person who lives heavily in, like, the super ego, because my morality is my everything. I'm a very, very moral person. Unfortunately, it's, like, the most restricting thing I've ever done, and it's the most restricting thing about me, actually. And I had to kind of learn to let some of that go and be a bit more primal, a bit more easygoing, a little more go with the flow, like a fish in a stream. And that's kind of what I'm seeing for your 2026. There's going to be a huge pull for you to recognize, like, all right, what I've been doing isn't who I want to be, and what I'm going to do is going to be super scary, but I'm ready to give it up my all. And that's what I'm seeing for you guys this year. So go ahead and let me know how it resonates in the comments. Leave a like, subscribe, and comment, and I will catch you guys again in the next one. Bye! Happy New Year! If you chose this coconut tree sticker, then you are at your reading. Thank you so much for joining me today. Let's go ahead and take a look at your 2026 adventure and the themes of it. Let's start off with a quick animal card to look at your 2026 as a whole. Oh, no. We're going to start off with an angel number. Oh, we have 454. So angel number 454, you can type that into your browser and get a message from Spirit. That will be a message for all year round for you that you can keep reaffirming and going back to. Looks like we have Scorpio being highlighted here. That is Scorpio? Yeah, that's Scorpio. I was going to think, is that Virgo? And then we have Saturn being highlighted as well as Mars. Mars is sticking out to me real hard here. So maybe quite a bit of conflict is coming your way in 2026, but I don't feel like this is coming from you. This feels more like you standing up against others who are trying to fight with you. Ooh, maybe being a bit nitpicky as well. But let me go ahead and grab an animal energy card now. That flew out so quickly. I wasn't expecting it. On the back of the deck, we have the hyena. Yeah, I see you not taking things as seriously in 2026. You're just kind of like laughing people off. Like, that's your beef? I'm hearing a song. Wow. Maybe you're going to be pulled in a lot of different directions. Do you have ADHD? This pile feels I'm only a minute into this, and this pile feels very scatterbrained. I'm hearing this song. I don't even remember. It's from, like, a rapper. And he says, if you want smoke with me, you must smoke a lot of bake. I only beef with crackheads, and that's by mistake. Oh, funny. Yeah, but the hyena, funny. The hyena's always laughing. So I do feel as if this pile is you're gonna be confronted with a lot of things this year, and you're just gonna be like, yeah, it's really not that serious. I feel like you're taking this too seriously. I don't care. If you want to fight with someone, fight your mama, not me. I'm seeing that interview. This is another rapper, where I think it's 21 Savage, and they're like, well, how do you deal with, grief and things like that? And he goes, I call my mama a bitch. And they're like, oh. So I feel like that's going to be your energy in 2026. Now, we do have the turtle coming up in reverse. That is a water sign, so Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces coming out. Now, my turtle in reverse, this is like, I'm actually going to pull from the book for this because I'm blanking. I usually think of my turtle as like a slow-moving energy, but with that being in reverse, it almost feels like directionless, which is kind of how I felt this whole reading so far. So maybe you don't know where you're going to go or what you're going to do in 2026. There might not be like a clear plan in place already. Maybe you feel a bit aimless right now or like adrift. Okay, so we have the turtle. The ancient soul is grounded, trusting, and at home in the self. It is wonderful to be in the presence of a turtle personality. The turtle has a strong relationship with the earth, which is going to be Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, and water elements simultaneously. This helps to ground and connect them to the deeper truths of life. No matter where their travels lead them, yeah, maybe you are going to be traveling in 2026 quite a bit, but it's going to feel a bit directionless, or like maybe you don't know when your next stop is or where it is. Maybe you travel for work. No matter where their travels lead them, turtle energy is behind all great writers and storytellers as they collect life experiences under their shells for later use. The most potent turtle energy helps us close all of the other books and begin to tell our own true tale. Yeah, this feels a bit directionless. I'm not gonna lie, it feels a bit like maybe you're not sure where you're going, but you know that you're gonna get there, you know? I was hearing another song when I was, maybe you're clairaudient. I was hearing another song when I was reading that, and it's an old country song. And it tells like a story, as a lot of old country songs do. And it's about this like young journalist who goes into a bar, and he meets with this older gentleman who's like drinking whiskey. And he asks this older gentleman, like, well, what are the truths of life? Like, can you share with me? And the older gentleman goes, I'll tell you the truths of life. Like, it's, what is it? It's faster horses, older whiskey, and younger women. No, it's, I'm gonna go find that song. Give me a second, because I feel like it's important. Okay, thank you so much for being patient with me. So the song is Faster Horses by Tom T. Hall, and I did have the song quote correct. He says, you know, like the fruits of life are faster horses, younger women, older whiskey, and more money. And the journalist goes on to say like, oh, well, you know, I don't really care for any of those things. Like, I just like to write. And the older man is like, you're a liar. That's it. And they get into like a bar fight because of it. Like the younger journalist grabs like a bottle and like goes to hit him with it. And they end up in a bar fight. And then later, much later in the journalist's life, you know, he's looking back on this experience that he had with this cowboy at the bar, this older cowboy at the bar. And he goes like, you know, if I ever have a son, I will tell him that like the truth of life is faster horses, younger women, older whiskey, and more money. So I feel like you're going to be going on quite a fun journey this year to kind of find what your life truth is. And it actually might just be as simple as like, you know, the pleasures, the fruits of life. The things that you enjoy are your truth. So I feel like this might be a pile. I'm going to grab some more oracle, but I'm getting a strong sense that this is a pile that works very hard for other people, or works very, very hard for something that's been very complex for a long time. And I feel like you know that you've outgrown this a long time ago, but it sticks with you as like a life purpose, you know? And you can't seem to see the simpler side of things, of how simple things could be. So let's get a couple oracle cards for my pile number 2s. What I say, workaholic. And I feel like whatever you've been working at, I'm seeing, this is weird, I'm seeing like a miner with like a pickaxe, like a coal miner with a pickaxe, like just like going over and over again, just digging, but like digging into the dirt and not getting anywhere with it. Yeah, because I'm seeing like someone try to like dig a hole, but then like they're 10 feet deep and they can't get out, and they're just like, what did I do this for? Why was I digging this hole in the first place? Like, I didn't want to dig a hole. So maybe you're going to be starting 2026 out with like feeling a bit like you're like in a pit or a hole a bit, feeling like things just, they're not going your way. And I think it is because of perception. Let's just double check that. Can I get one more, please, Spirit, Holy Angels, for 2026 for my pile number 2s? Okay, thank you. Oh, we have joy. What did I say? The fruits, the pleasures of life. My goodness. I'm on point with you guys today. You're just on my level, on my vibe. I like your energy. It's just a little disorganized for me, if I could be honest. Maybe that's a good thing that you'll be learning in 2026 as well, is to like organize your thoughts into a simpler way. This kind of reminds me of the time I asked I'd asked my aunt. I was like, how do I achieve a goal? I've never been taught how to plan out how to achieve a goal. So as a result of not knowing how to achieve a goal, I have never achieved anything that I am proud of in my life. You might go through a period of isolation as well to kind of figure these things out, or this could be in regards to like solo travel. You might need to spend some time alone. And I had asked my aunt, like, how do I achieve a goal? And she told me that like you break it down into 3 separate categories of like the big things that need to be done. So like the big picture of it. So like one of my goals at the time was like, you know, I want to build a house. So I'm going to use that as my example. I want to build a house. So that was my big goal. But then I look at my medium goals. Well, my medium goals are like, you know, to have the house furnished, to, you know, to move my animals there, to be fully moved in and ready and living my life happily, to have like an in-home office, things like that. Those were my medium goals. And then my small goals were like breaking down all the medium goals that would eventually build up to the big goal. So, you know, if I want to have a house, well, I got to buy land. I got to, you know, install septic, well, foundation, electricity if there's none of it. I have to work on, you know, finding contractors, putting up the walls, painting after the walls are up. And she broke it down to me in all these little steps, and it changed my life, honestly. Like, it made it so easy for me to achieve all of my goals so quickly. I got like at least 60% of my goals done within that year alone. At least started, if not completed. And I've never been, like, I look back on that and I look at I remember her telling me this, and I was like, that is so simple. Like, why has no one shown me this before? Like, that can't be it. That can't possibly be it. And now I look back and I'm like, yeah, that was it. That was all I needed to know. She set me up for success with that one. I'm gonna give one more here. Yeah, I feel like you need to look more at like the things that make you happy in this life. We have recovery coming out. We also have release in reverse. So there's something that you're holding on to that needs to be let go here, because it's holding you back. This could be an old mindset, especially with this workaholic coming out. It could be old personal truths as well, old lifestyles, beliefs. This could be a person, maybe even a family for some of you, or friends. Take what resonates, because this is a collective reading. So touching on a lot of energies here. And then we have recovery on the back of the deck. So I do see you recovering. I do see things ending really, really well for you at the end of 2026. You coming out of it just happy. I feel, and it's the exact same energy that I was just saying, where you're like, they set me up for success with that one. Yeah. Okay, let me keep going. I'm super excited. This is such a cute reading. Your energy is like, it's on my level, which is nice. But it's very high energy. Maybe that's part of it. Maybe you have a lot of energy and you don't know what to do with it, so you like focus it all in on work. Yeah, we have grip, weighed down, anchored, chains. So in the beginning of 2026, I do see you kind of walking into it, not super happy to be here, buddy. A little like, I don't know what my next step is, so I just won't take, like I feel paralyzed, like I can't take my next step. But I see you shaking that off by the end of 2026. Okay, ooh, that one flew. We have recalling, yeah, memories. I have a lot about memories here already, where, because we brought up Faster Horses by Tom T. Hall, where he talks about like looking back, you know, and then telling his son exactly what the old cowboy had told him. And then I was just telling a story about like my aunt, and I was like, well, you know, I looked back and I'm like, wow, you really set me up the exact way that I needed to be set up with that one. So I do think that you're going to be looking back, maybe even realizing or recognizing the ways that someone else has held you back. Maybe, again, lifestyles, beliefs have held you back, and realizing like the real truths that you need to take from them, and then letting go of the rest of it. Like, a good example of this is like I was in a long-term relationship in my like very early 20s, my late teen years, early 20s. And, you know, a big part of me not wanting to like end that relationship, even though it was not good for either of us, is that I was like, you know, I don't want to look back on this and be feel regret or guilt for, you know, choosing to leave here when I know that I could have done more, where I could have put in more work. But I look back now and I'm like, I should have gotten out sooner. Like, oh my goodness. So I feel like by the end of 2026, you'll be looking back at this thing or this person that you left behind and you'll be like, wow, like that was a mess. I should have gotten out of that way sooner. But it drives back to perception. It's like how you're choosing to look at things. And I'm getting a sense that this is a very stubborn pile, especially with that turtle there. Like, you got a big shell built around you. And, you know, these things they were meant to protect you originally, but are they still protecting you? Are they still helping you? Are they still, you know, building for you rather than you building for it or falling because of it? And I've used this example in past readings before, where it's like, you know, when I was a really young teenager, I used to self-harm. And for me, that worked, you know, it made my bad feelings go away because I felt like I was punishing myself, and that made me feel a lot less guilty and a lot less bad for what I was feeling. But I'm like in my mid-20s now, and the concept of harming myself sounds so redonkulous, so wildly wrong, because how could that possibly help me? I don't deserve to be punished. I deserve to be forgiven. And that's my new mindset. And I had to let go of this, of harming myself to feel better in order to actually feel better. So I feel like in early 2026, you will be going through a period where you're a bit paralyzed, maybe by your mind. Because I've been picking up on this like heavy, like scatterbrained energy. So maybe you're like self-loathing, or you have like a negative attitude, or you do, you know, engage in things like self-harm. Self-harm could even go as far as like, you know, like alcoholism, because we do have workaholic. So alcoholic can go hand in hand with that one. You might be looking back at times where you could have made better choices, but I feel like Spirit is heavily pushing you to not look at the things that you've done in the past with like this harsh outlook, to instead look at what's happened in the past and go, okay, well, if that were to happen to me now, what could I do differently that would actually bring me joy, that would actually bring me happiness? Okay, we've come together. We do have reconciliation coming out. So I do see you reconciling with someone in 2026. This feels more mid-2026, like spring to summer. I see you reconciling with someone that you might have a soul contract with. This feels almost like making amends, actually. I feel like you will learn new skills or a new belief, mindset, etc. that will help you to reconcile with someone and make amends with them. But I do see you being very happy about this, excited, focused. Ooh, eyes for you, fascinated, watching. Somebody's interested in you mid to late 2026. Someone is. And I feel like you've got your eyes on the prize at this point. Like, it's almost easy for you to choose joy at this point. You feel like you've moved on through a lot of, or I feel like during 2026, you'll have worked on so much internally that it will make it really easy to be able to shift your perspective outward and be able to build very, very quickly. Like, I see things just... Like, I know that sounds so funny, but it's almost like, because I used the example of like a house earlier, and I'm seeing that of like, what do they call them? Time lapses? It's like a time lapse of someone building a house. That's what I'm seeing, where it's just like, everything just moves quickly and it flows so easily. And it's because like your focus is able to turn outwards because it's not drowning inwards. I only get one more. Ooh, I just saw twin flame pop up. That might be who you're reconciling with, is a twin flame. Ooh, let me get one last. Okay. Oh, wow. I'm not taking that money. No. You gotta. Thank you. Thank you. We have commitment coming out. So I see you ending. I see the end of 2026 ending in commitment. Now, this doesn't have to be with a person. This could absolutely be with, you know, a creative endeavor, with career. This could be with, you know, something personal to you. But I see you truly committing to something. This could be you even committing to yourself. Being like, yeah, I'm no longer willing to harm myself in the ways that I used to anymore because I don't deserve that, you know, and I don't think I deserved that in the first place. So I feel like you're taking things to the next level, though. I feel like you're moving to the next level. Not in a way where it's like ascension, exactly, but definitely in a way where things just seem so much more clear for you. I feel like by the end of 2026, you will just feel rejuvenated, refreshed, like absolute renewal here, and so happy. So happy. Like you'll be able to let go of things that have happened in the past that you've been holding against yourself for a really long time, and be able to make amends with people that you really cared about but have lost, maybe as a result of bad habits here. Isn't that a step in AA? It's like step number 8. I don't know, I've never been to AA, but I think it's like step number 8 is where you like make amends with people. So maybe some of you will be joining some type of program. That is also a commitment. I think at the like step 12 is like the like full commitment to not drink again in AA. And again, it doesn't have to be that specific example. This is a general reading, so take what resonates. I don't know why I feel the need to repeat that to you guys. But I do see that at the end of 2026, you will be committing and very happy. This could also be like engagement or marriage, because these two are dressed in like wedding clothes. And so are these two. These are the same person, so. Oh, the person you're making amends with, you might end up with permanently or long term. And again, it doesn't have to be romantic. It could be like a career situation or a creative endeavor. But let's go ahead and get into the tarot, because I am running up the time here. My goodness. You got me yapping. Thanks, I needed that today. Well, I grabbed the kawaii deck right off rip, so I guess we're going with that. This is my cute deck. I wasn't expecting this deck for your pile. Maybe you're like put out like a really hard persona, but on the inside you're all like squishy, like a turtle. I remember I used to live in like a really rural area. It was like farmland, and sometimes I'd drive on like these back roads, and like giant turtles would just cross the road, so you have to stop your car and go pick them up and move them off the road. And they'd always hiss at you or like snap at you, and you had to be careful about the way that you picked them up. But yeah, maybe you're kind of like that, where like someone's gonna come in and like or maybe you'll be like pushed into doing something, and you're gonna be like, and I feel almost as if spirit is the one that's pushing you into this, and you're gonna be like snapping and hissing about it, but then like you're on the other side of the road and you're just super happy. I just got a grocery shopping, like a coupon notification, so maybe some of you guys are focusing on like saving money or budgeting properly, maybe for a creative endeavor or something that you want to build, because a building has been huge here. Ooh, hoo, hoo. That's exactly what I thought was going to come out, and I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy about that. Okay, let me just get a couple more here, please, Spirit, before I go off. We have the Tower upright. We have the Two of Cups upright. Ooh, okay, we have the Knight of Pentacles upright, the Emperor upright, and the Hermit. I will show you this in just a second. On the back of the deck, we have the Hanged Man. This is my card. Hi, guys. And then we also have the Fool in reverse. So I feel like right now, at the end of 2025, going into 2026, you might feel like things are quite hopeless. Like you don't really, again, there's like this directionless, like walking in the dark energy of like, I don't know what to do next, and I am so scared to take another step. And I feel like that's a big result of this Tower energy. So the beginning of 2026, it's gonna feel a bit chaotic, bud. It's gonna feel like things are falling apart. Maybe that's why I picked the kawaii deck, because you need something soft here. Yeah. But with this Tower card, the Tower is all about, chaos. It literally is about chaos. So you might be kind of focusing on the times where you've been chaotic. Maybe your mind's been chaotic, your behaviors or actions have been chaotic, and why that's trapped you where you are now, or what has happened in the past that has led up to where you are now. Oh, my hip just popped. Yikes, I'm getting old. Then we have my Two of Cups. So a lot of this might be in regards to like commitment issues. This could also be towards like what it is that you have chosen to love in the past. And I'm not saying who, although it could be for some of you. I am saying more what. Like if you've chosen to dive into work rather than like, rooting somewhere, or if you've chosen to, Like, for example, if I turned around tomorrow and decided to go get, I did do this in 2025. I got a corporate job in 2025 and I hated it. I hated it so much. And all I really wanted to do was tarot. And it was a great job, but it really wasn't for me. And I knew that I'd committed to the wrong thing. And then committing to the wrong thing, all it did was make me want the right thing more. And so you might be going through the beginning of 2026, recognizing like, man, like my behaviors, my actions caused me to choose the wrong thing or think that the wrong thing here was fruitful. And now all I want is the right thing for me. Like there's a heavy sense of like loss, but I'm seeing it behind like so weird. It's like a gate, but it's like with steel bars. I'm actually seeing, it's so funny, I'm seeing one from one of the stupid little video games that I play on my phone, on my iPad, really. And it's like it's like a steel gate with like roses growing over it, or like ivy growing over it. So maybe, I'm hearing Locked Out of Heaven by Bruno Mars. So maybe you feel like you're locked out of heaven. Maybe you chose money with my Knight of Pentacles. Maybe you chose money over this person. I do see you in 2026 recognizing, this is hard to say, I'm sorry, recognizing your own faults or flaws, or maybe where you could have chosen to do something different or choose something better. And that is going to lead to this isolation period. We did have isolation, right? We did have isolation. I swore I brought that up, but I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe this is the wrong pile. We do have the Hermit. So the Hermit is all about, pulling back, going inward. I see you rounding out the end of 2026, kind of pulling back a little bit, and with those hearts around it, maybe to focus on love, on whether or not you're ready to commit with someone or to something specific. With my Emperor, I see you in the like mid to late 2026, really taking control of your finances and focusing on like bettering self, preparing yourself for success, genuinely. Maybe creating a strong foundation so that when you're ready to build, you can. Ooh, just got a little bubble in my throat. That was strange. My whole chest kind of felt like it expanded. I feel like the Grinch right now. Like my heart grew to 12 sizes that day. I just watched the Grinch recently. It was super cute. We do have the Fool on the back of the deck, so you might feel that there's not a new beginning with someone from your past. This Queen of Cups here with but I do see transformation, but I think that that's more personal transformation. And I feel like that has to come through release, through walking away, through not holding on to it. Let go and let live. What is it? Like, c'est la vie? I don't know. Then we have my Hanged Man. This is my card, but that doesn't matter here. The Hanged Man is all about feeling stuck, but when it's in reverse, it is about being like a bit stuck and paralyzed. I feel like throughout 2026, it will come upright. Oh no, it was upright, yeah. So the big thing about the Hanged Man, when it is upright, is the Hanged Man chooses to be there. He chooses to hang upside down. He is not, like, stuck there, not of his own accord. Like, he's choosing to do that to get into a deep thought process. Oh, I'm seeing, this is funny. This is an old episode of MASH, M-A-S-H. And if you haven't seen MASH, it's about, like, an army MASH unit, like, medical unit in South Korea during the war in the 1950s. And it's in like the last season, and all of these generals from different countries come and visit this medical unit in South Korea because they have like a 97% success rate. And these generals are like, how can we recreate this for our medical unit so we can have a similar like outcome as well? And one of the generals, he does like yoga, and he teaches the MASH unit general or captain. He teaches him that he does yoga upside down, like on his head. It's kind of like this Hanged Man card. So again, and the general who does the yoga initially says, I do this because I find that it helps me get like a good change of perspective. And the only reason that the captain tries it in the first place is because he has a really bad migraine that won't go away. And like Tylenol's not helping. So he tries out the yoga and it helps his blood flow to his head and it makes his migraine go away. And he gets his like assistant in on it too, and it's very funny. And his assistant becomes like enlightened as a result, and like, the town idiot becomes like a genius because he sat on his head for a couple hours. But that's kind of the energy that I'm seeing for the end of your 2026, is it's almost like this change of perspective changes everything for you. It makes your headaches go away. It helps to enlighten you in some way. Ooh, okay, interesting. All right, I'm going to do the same thing that I did for pile number 1. I'm just going to get you some affirmations, and then we'll do self-care and round this out. Okay, what is an affirmation for my pile number 2s, my coconut trees for 2026? Just 1 or 2, please. Holy Spirit, thank you. Oh, today I will see the possibilities. Yes, dude, you are not trapped. And if you are, it's in a cage of your own making, and you have the key. Unlock the door and get out. That or pay rent. You can pay rent by being nice to yourself. So we have today I will see the possibilities. Today anything is possible. My heart is open to any and all possibilities. And then we have today I will look ahead. Today I will see my future. It is a beautiful life that I am looking forward to. Boom, called it. Sorry, that's just so resonant with your entire reading. About how, like, if you can just shift your perspective, if you can just see the possibilities ahead of you and make the changes that you know you would be happier making, you'll be at peace. Today I am at peace. Today I am at peace with all that has happened and all that is happening and all that will happen. I couldn't have said it better myself, except I did. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm being like a little up my own what am I trying to say? I have no idea. That's fine. Being up my own ass right now. I was trying to be like a little PG about it, but whatever. I can say whatever I want. This is my channel. So we have number 51, Sync with the Moon. Maybe you're staying up late tonight. I did see Nightclub come out with my Situations deck. Nightclub had come out a couple times. That's why I thought of alcoholism with workaholic. But maybe you've been up really late at night. Maybe it's like circling. Okay, it's fine. I'll throw it. Maybe with like circling thoughts or like thoughts about the past and what's already happened. And Spirit's definitely telling you to cut it out, dude. Instead, just kind of focus on like fixing. Maybe it's not sync with the moon. It's more like fix your circadian rhythm. I've been like that the past couple weeks. My circadian rhythm has been flipped around on its back like a turtle laid on its shell. Like I've been waking up at like 4 p.m. and it's a mess. I finally got the energy to just stay up all day long and fix it. And now I'm waking up at 4 a.m., which is not any better. I was shooting for like a good 7 a.m. wake up call. But no, I just can't seem to be a normal functioning human sleep-wise. I either get 2 hours or 20. We have Make an Altar coming out, so number 16. Sync with the Moon is 5 and 1. That comes to 6. That can be Union, I think. I could be wrong on that, though. Then we have 16. That runs to 7 with Make an Altar here. And I feel like it's less Make an Altar and more like Make a Vision Board, although praying, maybe turning to, because I know in AA, not to bring that back up again, but in AA, I think a lot of it is about like turning to God as well, or turning to like a higher power. So you might find a little bit of relief in doing that this year. Let me get 1 or 2 more. Thank you. Okay. This is not going to be for all of you. I know like half my followers are men. So we have number 51, right? No, we have number 15. Connect with your uterus. Connect with your womb. Yeah, maybe some of you, be careful if you're not looking to have like a pregnancy this year. Be careful with that. Maybe wrap it before you tap it, buddy. Or maybe you need to connect with like sexual habits. For some people, this could be like a lust addiction, you know, connecting with what your body's needs actually are. Because while, this is going to be so gross, and just skip ahead like 2 minutes if you don't want to hear this. But like if you're stuck, like if you're addicted to like porn or lust or sex or something like that, you can easily retrain your brain to be addicted to something else, like running instead. So I feel like finding a healthy outlet for that kind of sexuality issue would be wise for you during 2026. It might actually help you feel like you've regained a bit more control over your situation or over yourself, because I feel like a lot of our control has to start with the physical body before it can extend outward into the things that we want to do or that we want to use our physical body for. Yeah. But if you're trying to get pregnant, you know, connect with your womb. Maybe even do some kind of ritual with the moon. I don't know. I'm Christian, so I don't do all that, but let me get 1 or 2 more. That might be for someone. We have ground yourself. That's so cool. Interesting. We have 3 rainbows. That's not common in this deck. And I know it's hard to see, but there's a rainbow in the picture, like in the altar picture. It's above. And I think in the Bible, rainbows were God's promise to Noah that he would never flood the earth again. Although some people here might be like in a same-sex relationship. That might be another thing. Some of you might be having to come to terms with like sexuality. It's so funny. I was just talking to my cousin about this like the other day. I was like, you know, it's so weird that our grandma had 12 kids and all of them were straight. Like, I wonder if I play the grinder notification sound at Thanksgiving dinner, if like a head will turn, you know? And I asked him, I was like, you know, if one of our aunts or uncles was, who do you think it would be? And we had a funny little talk about that. But yes, we do have ground yourself. So again, taking some time to, this feels more like that hermit energy of like being able to pull back and go inward, but doing so in a way where it's productive and healthy for yourself, where you can take control of your mind. An easy grounding method is like 5 things that you can see, 4 things that you can hear, 3 things that you can touch, 2 things that you can smell, and 1 thing that you can taste. And that will help ground like anxiety or cyclical paranoid thinking. I've done it in the past. I have like really bad anxiety, so I've done that when I have panic attacks, and it works. It works every time to help me ground myself, or at least bring me back into reality so I can take control over my physical body again. Let me just get 1 more, and then I think that'll be it. I'll let you guys go, because we're kind of running up the time here. Oh, we have number 57, music. Didn't I say in the beginning of this reading, I was like, are you clairaudient? You might be clairaudient. But we do have number 37, which rounds to 10. That's clear. That's music. So maybe finding some music. And I just had a talk with my friend about this recently. When I was in my really early 20s with my ex-partner, we both really, really liked metal music, like hardcore death metal. And what I found is that over time, only listening to hardcore death metal, surprise, surprise, made me really depressed. And so in like my mid to late 20s, I'm not in my late 20s yet. I'm not, you know, I do like future readings, but I'm not there yet. But in like my mid 20s, I really found that like what I listen to, what I consume hearing wise really affects my like mental state. So I have to be super careful about what I listen to. So I transitioned from listening to like only doom and gloom to listening to like upbeat music. And it's funny, I was thinking this morning. Because there's a playlist that I listen to on Spotify, and it's called Manifest Your Best Life. And I've been listening to it for like 5 years. And while I don't think it helps me like actively manifest, I don't think it does like anything magical or mystical for me, but I do find that it puts me in a really good mood. And it kind of like, when I'm really angry already, it kind of pulls me out of that state and helps me ground myself and get into a much better mood. So yeah, I think some music, maybe even making music for some of you. Some of you might be creatives. I feel like that will be very, very helpful. On the back of the deck, we have clean your space, number 9. But I feel like this is less about cleaning your physical space, although it could be for some, you messy, messy babies. For some, it could, oh yeah, we have create art. Didn't I say that? We have clean your space. I feel like this is more about decluttering your head, your mind, and letting things go. Yeah, oh my gosh, that release in reverse. It might not be a person that's holding you back. I was saying that. Beliefs, mindsets, blah, blah, blah. I've said all this already. I'm just going to let you guys go. You guys have a great night. Thank you so much for joining me, and Happy New Year! Hi, pile number 3. If you chose this beautiful bonsai sticker, you are at your reading. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I'm going to go ahead and start with an angel number. We have 2, 3, 6 coming out. So 2, 3, 6. I just dropped one. 2, 3, 6 is your angel number for today. you can go into your browser, type in angel number 236, and that'll be your message from Spirit. Now, I also have a Libra being highlighted, a little bit of Libran, Venusian energy. And then we also have the Sun being highlighted, so ego. I always identify the Sun as the ego, I'm sorry. Let's go ahead and get into your reading. Oh, your energy kind of scares me. I'm going to be honest with you. This is intense, out of nowhere. But that's okay. Are you like a really old soul? It's fine. Oh, it's okay. Let me just grab an animal energy card. All right, that came out really quickly. Ooh, wow. I don't know why I just got like flooded with like, I don't know, stage fright? I have no clue. We have that's not what came out first. We have the Gazelle in reverse coming out first for your 2026. This is a fire sign, so that's going to be Sagittarius, Aries. What am I missing here? Leo, of course, the sun. So Sagittarius, Aries, Leo, and then the Gazelle is all about like an intuition and ancient. I think it's about ancient wisdom. I'll pull it from the book in a second. But the other one that we have is Scorpion, which is often rigid and aggressive, and this is also a fire sign. Again, Sagittarius, Aries, Leo. Let me go ahead and look at the Gazelle. I don't know why I'm so scared of you. I just feel standoffish. Do you have like a really strong Pluto placement or something? I don't know. But let me just get into it. The Gazelle, it's all about heightened awareness, ability, and vulnerability. I feel super exposed and vulnerable right now. The Gazelle represents supreme grace. With every move, this awe-inspiring beauty amidst sophistication and elegance. Gazelle personalities are often hyper-aware of their surroundings, bordering on hyper-vigilant. And this can inhibit them from enjoying the beauty they've spent so much effort cultivating. No more worrying about all those predators out there in the wild. When this card appears, it's time to get back into the present moment. Sit down, find your breath, and acknowledge the bounty that surrounds you. Let it nourish your gentle spirit. When this is out of balance, you might be dealing with food allergies, insomnia, or a racing mind, but you can bring it back into balance with yoga, a cozy home, and good food. When it's in balance, it's graceful, maybe grateful. That might be something for some of y'all. Perceptive and artistic. What's going on with my tongue right now? I feel like I'm in I feel like I'm in, what is it? It's like below Bikini Bottom. Like that episode of SpongeBob where like every sentence they say is like that. Okay, that made me feel a lot better, but your energy is still, it feels like looming over me. I hope you know that. Your energy is super, super intense. I have a Pluto Sagittarius, and that conjoins with my ascendant in Sagittarius, so that's usually how people describe my energy, but like yours feels almost, well, scorpionic in nature, where it just feels large and shadowy. So you might be entering 2026. A big theme here might be recognizing your own power. You might be realizing that like you have a lot more power, a lot more power over your situation or over other people that you realize. You might actually go through 2026 recognizing or going through lessons where you're like, man, like I kind of intimidate people. And I just heard, man, I'm kind of that bitch, huh? So you might be, this feels like, that made me really happy. You might be realizing your own like worth in 2026. Now let's go into the Scorpion. Passionate, competitive, tends towards isolation. The Scorpion is a passionate and determined creature. Their career is very important to them, as are a few select friends. Sometimes the Scorpions heat festers, and they focus on unresolved events from the past, usually a situation where they were left feeling burned. The Scorpion card says it's time to come clean about your feelings so everyone can heal and you can get back to your usual fiery but fun self. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. With this Scorpion being highlighted here in that message that just came out, I feel like in a lot of 2026, you'll be looking back at the past and going like, oh, like they acted that way because they were scared of me, or because they were intimidated by me, or because they were jealous of me. That's why they treated me like that. And being able to let go of a lot of situations as a result. So I feel like And it's weird. I didn't do this. The last reading did have 2 cards, but I didn't do it this way. I feel like you're starting off the beginning of the year kind of unaware. You might be like fresh into a spiritual journey, like a newbie. And if you are, I do have a video, I think from March of 2025 that welcomes newbies and kind of starts you off on your spiritual journey. But I feel like you're looking at something like either with fresh eyes, or you're not looking at something directly or in the right way in the beginning of 2026, but you will be ending the year empowered, like standing tall, baby doll. Okay, wow, I'm like super intimidated by your energy still, but that's fine. We're gonna keep going. We're just gonna keep trucking along, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. Okay, we got 2. Boom, baby. That's exactly what I thought. So we have insecurity on the back of the deck. So that's going to be a major theme for your 2026 here. But the beginning themes that you're going to be walking into are going to be about perception. Didn't I just say that? Like, I feel like you're going to be, a lot of the early 2026 vibes for you are just like, you don't really understand why you're being treated the way that you are, or why you've been treated. Maybe you're looking back at your past and you're like, why was I treated that way? Why did that happen the way that it happened? Like, why can't people just treat me right or treat me nicely? How come everyone that I deal with ends up behaving like this eventually? Like, is it me? And the truth is like, it's not you, it's their own insecurities, but I feel like your insecurity is going to lead you down this path of empowerment. And what's funny is we have completion directly underneath that. So I feel like this is going to be your year of self-empowerment. Directly next to that, we have facade. And this is super interesting because I was picking up on this, on where like a lot of people might come at you kind of aggressive, or they come at you very like fake. And you might be looking back and being like, well, why did they treat me like that? They're not like that with other people. It's because they're scared of you. Like, they have to, and it might be because by the end of the year, you'll be able to like see through certain people. Like, when someone comes at you acting crazy, you'll be able to look at it and be like, oh, you're just jealous of me. That's why you like hate watch all of my posts. Like, oh, like, you're not really my friend. You just want like to like get all, you want to like ride my coattails, or you want to copy me. I just had a conversation with a close friend about this a week or 2 ago, where they were like, how come every time I post this type of thing, this friend that I have post it right after me, like the exact same thing. And it's funny, I'm hearing Hailey Bieber and Selena Gomez, where like a lot of fans, not saying that this is true, but a lot of fans have noticed or commented on the fact that like Hailey Bieber will like copy Selena Gomez in a really weird way, in like ways that just don't make sense for her to personally be doing. I think one of them was like a tattoo behind the ear or something, or like I think on the finger. Where like Selena Gomez had gotten this tattoo that was like super sentimental to her, and then like within that year, Hailey Bieber had the same, like a very similar tattoo, and fans were pointing out like, it does not make sense for you to have that, actually. Like, you did this to copy Selena. So you might be realizing a lot of people like crave your energy. Maybe you're noticing more like energy vampires. I feel like you're tightening your circle in 2026, and that's going to be a huge theme for you. Your energy is very direct. I hope you are aware of this. Like, you might feel a bit confused, but your energy is super direct. I'm not used to this type of, sometimes like spirit will like jerk me around and like show me bits and pieces so I can like make the full puzzle myself. But yours is like, here is the puzzle. It's been done and it's framed. I'll put it on your wall. Like, I'm just like, okay. Whatever you want. But I feel like that's kind of the energy that you're ending 2026 with, is where the universe is like, whatever you want. Don't hurt me. But it's all like in good jest, you know? Like, it's not that you're actually scary. You're very lovable. I feel like your energy is very fun to be around. It's just a little intense, baby doll. We have unconditional coming out. Yeah, I feel like in the beginning of 2025, you're going to be looking at other people and being like, well, how come they get that treatment and I don't? Like, I show you unconditional love. Why can't you do that for me? Why can't you care about me? This feels very Aquarian in nature. Aquarius I always think of like as the black sheep, the alien, the outcast. And a lot of Aquariuses that I do know personally, while they fit in really well and like they're socially they're socially liked, they're not socially appreciated. And they have like a lot of people who are friends with them, like to ride their coattails, to like hate watch just for clout, things like that. And like they don't want to know you, they just want to be seen with you type of vibes. You might be looking at the people in your life and being like, well, why can't you care about me the way that you care about other people? Like, I know that you're capable of it, so why can't you show me that kind of love? And I think this is going to start you off on a journey for finding not only self-love, and self-empowerment. My ear just, rang so hard. I felt like I got tased in the ear for a second. This might, like, maybe something happens in the beginning of 2026 that, like, smacks you in the face. And you're just like, oh my God, like a flashbang. And you're just like, whoa, like, why did that happen? Like, I didn't know that you had that side to you. So strange. But no, I feel like this is going to send you on a really nice journey of self-empowerment and self-love, actually, where you'll be able to find people who mesh with you well and who have the capacity to care about you properly. Okay, yep, irreconcilable differences, divorce and final. So I feel like you'll be cutting out a lot of people in the beginning to mid of 2026, where you're just like, you know what? You don't like me? You're out. You can't be nice to me? You're out. You only hate watch my videos, my pictures, my social media? You're out. You only contact me because you want to be seen with me? You're out. Like, this is like a one strike, you're out, baby. Like, this is the X factor type of deal. Your energy is super intense. Like, I know I keep saying that. It's just, it feels like it's right there. It feels like it's like in my face. I'm like, oh, it's right behind me, isn't it? And I feel like some people feel like that. Like, maybe that's what it is. Maybe someone will, because I'm seeing someone like talking, and then someone kind of someone else turning the corner into that room from the hallway, and like overhearing them like shit talking, and they're like, whoa, like I had no clue that you felt. It's actually even funnier. I'm seeing this episode. Are you what is it? Clairvoyant? Are you clairvoyant? Do you get visions? This could be like dreams as well. Very Piscean energy, Aquarian energy here. But a lot of fire signs will get visuals as well, so I'm not too surprised. I'm so sorry I keep going off on tangents, but I was seeing, it's like a newer episode of iCarly, and it's where like Miranda Cosgrove, or Carly, she's trying to figure out if I think Spencer's marrying a woman. It could be someone else, I don't know. She's like at a wedding and she's a bridesmaid, and she's trying to figure out if the bride is a robot secretly. And it like, when the bride finds out, it like really hurts her feelings. She's like, you really thought I was like a robot? Like, you didn't even think I was a human being? Like, that's cruel of you. And to be fair, that was super cruel and wrong of Carly to behave like that. But Carly like felt so justified because she felt so intensely about this person, and then everything that she saw kind of reaffirmed what she was already thinking, which just justified her further to keep digging in the wrong direction. And I feel like that's kind of what you'll be recognizing, is that some people had like preconceived notions of who you were. And as a result, they just kind of kept digging in the wrong direction, and everything that you did kind of just justified their bad belief, until you were finally like, hey, you can't treat me like this. You're out. We have TikTok deadline in reverse. So I see you mid-year, kind of taking things slowly. I feel like whatever this final moment is for you is going to be kind of, I feel like it's going to rock your world a bit, but not in a way where, you know, you're broken down. You're just kind of like, man, like, I feel shaken, but not broken, you know? We have TikTok in reverse. So I feel like you're going to be slowing down. You're not going to be, you know, I feel like you're going to kind of go a bit internal. We have escapade. You might take a vacation here. This feels more like summer to fall, like almost like mid to late year. 2026, you'll be taking a vacation, and this might even be with friends, or this could be like a solo adventure to get away. And at the end of the year, I see you being magnetic. I see you being fully in your power, and people cannot, they can't stay away from it. Yep. overall, you're going to be having to deal with a lot of gossip, or you might be hearing a lot of gossip. I just heard a car door slam. So again, it might be like you're walking in on some kind of gossip here. What's behind that? This could be from a masculine, or you could be a masculine. Yeah. But I see you being happy by the end of the year. Like, I see you being very happy, very self-fulfilled, very self-empowered. I'm going to go ahead and jump into the tarot. Wow, I did not mean to run up the time this long, but like your energy is just, it's very intense, and it has some things to say. My little bonsais. What am I going to go with? Okay, yeah. I'm going to go with, this is my personal deck. I usually don't use this one for readings. This is like what I use for my own readings, but I feel super called to use this one, so. Actually, no. That's why I grabbed this, because it was covering this one. Look at that. Aquarius, Sagittarius, Pisces. I've mentioned all three of them. And the Sun. I've mentioned all three of those during this reading, so I'm going to go ahead and use this deck instead. Oh, okay. That was a lot really, really quickly, but that's okay. I'm going to take them because it feels right. I feel like your energy does not make mistakes, so. Okay. I'm going to cut the deck here. Yep, look at that. Someone's going to make a bad judgment about you. That's in the back of the deck. I'm sorry, middle of the deck. And this is going to lead you to a nice new beginning with the Fool here. Someone made a bad judgment about you. Or they were wrong about you in some way. What's behind that? Seven of Swords, betrayal. And it's because they're childish. They're trapped in cycles they don't understand. This could also be financial. This could be like a boss, like underestimating you. With the Fool, behind that we have Strength and the Eight of Wands in reverse. So I feel like you're not exactly going to want to go on this journey, but it's going to feel, again, it's like that flashbang where it's like a grenade was just launched into your bedroom and now you got to jump out the window. Like, and now you're on a different street, you know, where you feel like you don't belong because you should be laying in bed right now. Let's get into your actual reading. So we have the Five of Swords here in reverse. So again, I see you starting the beginning of the year, kind of isolated, kind of like anxious. This is Aquarian energy. It's highlighted in the corner there. And this is an angel. This is an angel. And so like you might be an earth angel, but people have just misjudged you. And I feel like the divine is very much trying to get you to see that you deserve better than how people are actually treating you. We have my Ten of Swords. Look at those wings again. A lot about wings. You might be dealing with an air sign. You might have air sign placements, so that's Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. And this is being highlighted by Gemini here in the corner. This is a Griffin. And my Ten of Swords, it's all about like being stabbed in the back. Because in a more traditional deck that I have, there's like a man like hunched over and he's got like 10 swords sticking out of his back. So I feel like you're going to be entering this year just like with quite a lot of pain, just trying to understand why you were treated a certain way, why they did you that way, why they acted that way. But you have to recognize, like, it's not about you. Don't take it personal. We have my Page of Cups, so, like, like, early to middle of the year, I see you going on a journey of, like, self-love, self-care, maybe even sticking to yourself, getting more out into nature. Okay, I'll just throw it. It's fine. Okay, this is Cancer energy, so this could be going up until like late July. This kind of like stick to yourself and enjoy the sunlight. This person's surrounded by this animal is surrounded by grapes. I'm seeing, weirdly enough, I'm seeing Narnia. I think that this animal is in Narnia, and it's like one of the helpers in the first Narnia movie. Interesting. But I do see this being like a journey of self-love, self-care. We have my Queen of Swords. So I see you're in like mid to end of year. Your boundaries, your standards for people coming into your life are there. It's funny. I'm seeing someone like wring out a towel. So it's almost like you're like wringing out all the dirty water. Or all like you're like wringing out other people's facades. But more importantly, I feel like you're really tightening your circle here. What am I hearing? I heard If You Had a Soul. That's a song. I don't know who it's by. But, I know it starts, like, the beginning is it's like, hey, yo, Detroit. And then in the middle of it, it's like, if you had a soul, I would let it go. But what was I hearing? He said, hanging around my friends like a wife would be. And then he ends it with like, you're the reason why my circle's looser. So I feel like maybe you'll find like a fake friend who's been like spreading gossip to your other friends or trying to like rally them against you. And you're just like, you know what? You guys wanted to believe that person? Go ahead. Go ahead, because I'm better off without you. Like if y'all had a soul, I would let it go. And I see you like letting a lot of the past go as well. I mean, like, you know what? It was never me. It was their fear of my energy. They couldn't handle me at my best. Why would I let you see my worst? Yeah, and then to end the year, we have my 7 of Wands in reverse. I see you like without conflict, just happy, peaceful, relaxed. We have Libra and Virgo here. So that could be like September, October, even August, because we also have Leo here. So yeah, I see your year ending out really, really well, but like with your teeth bared, where you're like, I'm almost seeing like a growling dog, where you're like, I'm not willing, yeah, like a barking dog too, where you're like, I'm not willing to just be as like openly free-hearted anymore, because a lot of y'all don't deserve it. Okay. Interesting. Okay. I'm just curious. I'm just really curious. I'm gonna go ahead and grab some overall themes for you. Just like one-word themes. Please Spirit for my pile number 3s. Friendship, but it came out reversed. I know what I'm talking about. We have courage coming out. Then we have answers in reverse. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of questions where you're just like, why? Why did that happen to me? Why did they treat me like that? Like, why do people behave towards me like that? Yeah, and then we have empowerment coming out. So like, it's in reverse right now, but by the end of the year, that baby's gonna be straight upright for you. Yeah. I'm seeing good things coming in. It's just gonna be kind of a long, maybe a lonesome journey for some of you. I feel like you're not willing to like speak up against it. You're more likely to just like walk away and be like, fuck you. Like, I'm gonna go. All right, I'm gonna grab some affirmations for you, because this is an affirmation that you can use for the remainder of the year. Oh, this is cute. This came out on top of my affirmation deck. This cute little kitty with sunglasses on. It says, take a breath and realize just how cool you really are. Screw it. I'll use that deck instead. I was going to use my affirmation deck, but let's do my cat calls. Okay, no, I'm not taking all of those. I know you have a very direct spirit, but you only got to give me 1 or 2 at a time, baby. All right? Be gentle with a little Libra like me. 1 or 2, please, Spirit. Thank you. Leave a little sparkle wherever you go. Oh, no, I'm not saying that, Spirit. That's so damn rude. Sorry. So you have a very, very direct energy. And then it says, tap into your magic. Super duper cute. We also have, you are enough just as you are. Look how cute they are. Oh my goodness. And then we have, I'm naturally charming. This looks like Salem from, I think, Sabrina the Teenage Witch. All right. Oh my god. Okay. On the back of the deck, we have, I will listen to my favorite music all day. Her. And I'll grab one affirmation from the original deck, just because I feel bad not doing that. And then we'll grab self-care and I'll let you go. We have, today I will not give in. Thank you. Today I will not allow negative thoughts or feelings to prevent me from achieving happiness. Boom, baby. Yeah, don't let these people's bad, nasty, gossiping, fake energy trap you into a hole you don't belong in. I'm gonna go ahead and grab some self-care for you. I feel like music is one of those Maybe affirmations is another one, or spending time with animals. Plan a vacation. I told you you're going on vacation. I told you you're going on vacation, so pack them bags. And when you're done being on vacation, come back and tell me in the comments how it went, because I'm so curious. Was it like a solo trip, or did you go with like better people? Or did you find out these people were gossiping while you were on the trip? Let me know. Let me know. But plan a vacation coming out. That's number 39. I think that comes to 12, which would come to 3. Which usually is like cooperation in my tarot decks, but I could be wrong on that in numerology. I think 3 is about travel, isn't it? I could be wrong. We have hydrate, number 27, coming out. So drinking a lot of water. I'm also getting like what is it? Replenishment? Replenish yourself? I don't know. Okay, no. Those are, no, I'm not taking that many. 1 or 2. Gotta be polite. What'd I say? Spend time with animals. I'm gonna need that. Spend time with animals coming right out for you. Maybe even spending time out in nature. Oh yeah, duh, because we have take a walk directly under that. Take a walk. And then on the back of the deck, we have health checkup, number 26. Take a walk was number 52. Spend time with animals was number 48, if numerology is important to you. And then we have deep breathing as well on the back of the deck. Okay, well, that's what I'm seeing for you guys today. Thank you so much for joining me and letting me do like your overall 2026 vibes. Don't ever let anybody make you feel ashamed that your energy is intense. It is intense, but it is lovely, lovely. And thank you so much for letting me tap into it. I really do appreciate you guys, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye. Happy New Year.